Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam. Tashrif rakho.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You are Miss Mahwish Yaseen.
Yes,
How
sir.
are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good, sir. Thank you.
ठीक हो बेटे, make yourself comfortable.
Thank you, sir. I am.
पीछे होके बैठो, relax करो. All right. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Sure, sir.
A mixture on domestic issues, on maybe a couple of questions on other subjects, and then my colleagues will do the same. Beta, can you tell the panel what is the national emblem of Pakistan?
So the national emblem of Pakistan was adopted in 1954, and it symbolizes the heritage culture of Pakistan and the basis of economy and the.
It is in the shape of a shield,
Yes,
right?
sir.
More or less.
Yes, sir.
Divided into four.
Four. Yes,
It
sir.
has four symbols. वो क्या है?
The four symbols are of four plant symbols. There was a cotton plant, and the other one is the tea plant. Then there is wheat, and the next one is the jute.
Can you brief us on who is Kul Bhushan Yadev and what is his case?
Sir, Kul Bhushan Yadev case was spying in Balochistan. He was an Indian Navy officer, and the Kul Bhushan Yadev case relates to Article 36 of the Vienna Convention, Counselors' Relations on 1963. India has accused Pakistan that Pakistan is not giving the access to appoint counselors on Yadev case.
Okay, beta, my next question.
Yes, sir.
This relates to Islamic studies or Islamic history. Can you tell us what is or what was the Treaty of Hudaybiyah?
So, Treaty of Hudaybiyah is also called the peace treaty that was signed between the Holy Prophet representing Medina and the Quraysh representing the Makkah. There were the conflicts between the Makkah and Medina. Holy Prophet went there to perform Umrah, but there were certain conflicts among them, and this treaty is also called peace treaty just for that purpose, that this treaty resolved many conflicts.
Would you recall the essence of this treaty? Articles क्या थे उसके?
Sir, I am not able to recall the articles exactly.
Would you like to tell us who is Kuan Yew?
Yes, sir. Kuan Yew is the founder of the modern Singapore, and he was the prime minister, and he continuously served for the 29 years, and he wrote autobiography that is published in 2 volumes. The first volume was the story of Singapore.
The Singapore story.
The Singapore story. Sorry, I stand corrected. And the next one was from third world to first.
What was the message or what did he try to tell in the second volume?
He described the whole strategies that what attempts he has done to improve the Singapore and to build the Singapore as a new city.
All right. Can you tell us what is the capital of Myanmar?
Yes, sir. The capital of Myanmar is Naypyidaw.
Good. My last question to you, and being a lady, I expect you to answer that.
Yes, sir.
There are 5 qualities called the 5 C's, the letter A, B, C, C. 5 C's that determine the value and worth of a diamond. Can you tell us what are those 5 qualities?
5 qualities are, number 1 is cut, number 2 is carat, and number 3 is its color, and number 4 is the certificate, I believe, and the 5th one is, sir, sorry, I'm unable to recall it at
5th
this
is
moment.
clarity.
Clarity, yes, sir.
People confuse the color and clarity, but it's color, clarity, cut, carat, and confidence or certificate, because
Certificate.
every diamond merchant gives you a certificate. He's bound to buy it back from you, maybe even after 30 years at the same
At the
price.
same
That is the confidence. Thank you.
Thank you, sir,
Over
in
to you.
adding my knowledge.
Okay, after diamonds, let's talk about your likings and dislikings.
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite personality?
Sir, my favorite personality is Jacinda Ardern. She inspires me a lot because she is the youngest female prime minister, and she became the prime minister at the age of 37. And the strategies and that she has adopted in running that city was, I believe that she has done a marvelous job in that.
Okay. Anyone in the male arena? Any favorite personality in the males?
In the male arena, Erdogan is doing a good job.
What has been his contribution to Turkey and to Turks people?
Sir, I want to look into this in detail.
Okay, okay. US history is one of your optional subjects. What do you know about some of the doctrines? For example, there is one Monroe Doctrine and there is one Truman Doctrine. Can you talk about those?
Yes, sir. Monroe Doctrine was given by the US President James Monroe, and in that doctrine, he stated that
The pronunciation better is doctrine.
doctrine. Okay, thank you, sir. I stand corrected. In that doctrine, he said he opposed the European colonialism, that they were making different. They were trying to get into the territories of America. So he presented this doctrine to oppose their intervention in American politics.
This is about which doctrine?
This is about Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe. Okay. How about the Truman Doctrine?
Truman Doctrine was presented by Henry Truman, and he gave this doctrine. This is the first US Cold War policy. And in that policy, the president stated that their government will support all those democratic countries that are under the pressure of the communist countries. So they will support them materially and morally.
Okay. Trump's impeachment is now the talk of the day.
Yes, sir.
It is one of such incidents in the US history where this is happening now after the general elections have taken place.
Yes.
How many US presidents have been impeached so far and with what results?
There are 3 US presidents that are impeached, and none of the US president has been removed from the offices because of that impeachment. And Donald Trump, the last president of the US, is the one who has been impeached twice in his single term.
Okay, okay. But what else can you tell us about the recent general elections? About the general elections, they would say the value was that the president-elect would never take oath until the outgoing or the losing candidate would congratulate him. This has not happened this time. Why it is so, and what is that phenomenon called that is being followed by Trump?
Sir, I look into this. It's not in my knowledge yet.
Okay. Do you know anything about populism?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. To Pakistan affairs, when were women of Pakistan given a right to vote in parliamentary elections?
Sir, you're talking about US?
No, about Pakistan.
Sir, I cannot recall this at this moment.
Any idea? Any fair idea?
Sir, I knew about the US. In 1893, in US the rights were given, but in Pakistan the rights were given, and I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. Pakistan has recently approached IMF
Yes,
for
sir.
a bailout, which is 13th bailout.
Yes, sir.
Can Pakistan do without it? Can Pakistan have enough resources to do without it? And should Pakistan do it?
So Pakistan is facing account deficit now and every day because the exports of the Pakistan are decreasing day by day owing to the lack of finding new resources and undue increase in the taxes and the poor infrastructure. The business environment is not that friendly, and the agriculture and the textile exports are decreasing day by day. Uh, Due to this, the Pakistan needs a loan, and after every 4 or 5 years, the Pakistan went to IMF for the loan purpose.
Thank you very much. G.
Thank you, sir. Excellent, Ms. Mahwish.
Yes, sir.
You have done MBA,
Yes, sir.
but surprisingly, you are not going for business, finance, or marketing, or any other profession. Rather, you have chose to become a CSS officer. Why is it so?
Sir, as every youngster that grown up had a dream to become a civil servant, so I have been growing with the same dream that I want to be the part of state machinery. And so that's why after graduating from my degree, I started the preparation for the CSS. I acquired the business and the management knowledge from my degree that I will try to perform in a better way in the civil services.
But you think if you do business, you can excel much more than in civil service of Pakistan?
So it's for me, it's not about earning. Actually, it's to serve the nation, and being a civil servant, this will give me the opportunity to serve directly to the nation.
Okay. Now, coming from Bahawalpur, anybody who knows that you are from Bahawalpur can't resist asking you the question about a new province of South Punjab. What do you think? Is it a feasible province? Should Bahawalpur be separated as a province, or should it be part of South Punjab? Or whenever a province like that is created, what is your take on that?
Sir, I believe that Bahawalpur should be given the status of a province because due to certain reasons, and the province should be not on the linguistic basis but on the territorial and administrative purposes. It will give us the benefits in a way that the accountability will increase and the capital to city access will improve, and it will create more jobs as well, and the better accountability process we can enhance the accountability processes as well. So I believe that the Bahawalpur should be given the status of province.
Okay. The way government of Punjab has managed it, is managing at the moment with the secretariat, do you think is it sufficient, or some more steps are required?
Sir, I believe that the more steps and are required for this because the government is doing it in a very slow pace. So the fast pace is required so that we can improve the condition of the citizens as well and the people over there.
Okay, Mahwish, you know that India and its forces, they are operating in Kashmir, and there is a very, very difficult situation for the population over there. Practically, they have been made hostages. What do you think, how Pakistan should react in this situation toward this problem?
To Kashmir, sir, Pakistan should involve the international communities, and Pakistan should take its stance to using the platform of United Nations, and the Pakistan should raise this issue on international forums so that all the Muslim countries should also unite so that we can work for the betterment of the Kashmiris.
Okay, can you just tell us the steps 1, 2, and 3? That's all.
Okay. So first step that the Pakistan should raise this issue on international forums like United Nations.
All right.
All the Islamic countries should unite together
Excellent.
and work for that, work on this issue. and there should be a talks, peace talks on Kashmir between Pakistan and India.
Okay. Uh, you know, there have been certain extraordinary steps by government of Pakistan for the women in Pakistan. Can you tell us what are those steps which have been taken to upgrade the lives of women in Pakistan?
Yes, sir. The women are giving the privileges. Women are giving the extra seats. Women are giving the age relaxations while we apply on the jobs. Beside that, the women are getting empowered in our society.
Okay, last question. Last question. Do you think Bahawalpur would have been better as an independent state or a province, or it is better off while it is merged with province of Punjab or Pakistan?
Sir, sorry, please, can you repeat the question?
Do you think that Bahawalpur as a state, as a province, independent province, would be better off while within the Federation of Pakistan, or you think it is better off within the Punjab being part of province of Punjab?
Sir, I believe that the Bahawalpur should be given the status of province because in that way we can better many issues within the city. It will improve the city to the capital access. The accountability processes will be improved. The jobs will be created in that, and we can work better.
Thank
way.
you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, Ms. Mahwish, talking about the pandemic COVID-19,
Yes, sir.
how can Pakistan vaccinate such a huge population? What steps can be taken to first acquire this large amount of vaccine and then distribute it for the COVID-19?
Yes, sir. According to the US Bureau Census, Pakistan is the fifth most populous country. To vaccinate such a huge population is a very difficult task. So the government should involve the private companies, and the private companies should import the vaccine, and they target the class, like they can target the upper class or the upper middle class or the rich class, and vaccinate them, while the government should take the responsibility of the lower middle class and the poor families and vaccinate them.
Right. Pakistan's youth is facing serious concerns when it comes to unemployment. Okay? What do you think? What steps would you recommend to minimize its effect? Unemployment.
Yes, sir. Unemployment is also a major issue nowadays in the Pakistan. The youngsters are not having the jobs. So the government of Pakistan can improve the foreign direct investment. They can increase the foreign direct investment by decreasing the undue taxes, by providing the business-friendly environment, by improving the security concerns, and by encouraging the in business enterprises, and by adding more industries in their country.
Right. How many organs are there of the UNO?
So UNO have 6 organs.
Can you name them?
United Nations General Assembly, United Nations Human Rights, and International Court of Justice, and
the most important, Security Council.
United
one of
Nations
the
Security
most
Council.
important,
Yes,
I would
sir.
say.
Yes, sir.
Security Council.
Yes, sir.
Right. The number of judges, that is the branch, the organ of the United Nations,
Yes.
International Court of Justice. What is the number of judges in it? International Court of Justice.
Okay.
Can you just give me the number?
Yes, sir. The total number of judges in International Court of Justice is 15.
Right, you are right over there. We are these days, we are talking about a unified or a national curriculum
Yes, sir.
when we talk about education. would a unified curriculum help in eradicating Pakistan's problem of in education? Is only the unified or the curriculum, you see, national curriculum, is it the only solution? Do you think so?
Sir, in my opinion, unified curriculum is a non-issue when it comes to the original views of the education. The education sector in Pakistan is an abysmal, owing to the lack of resources, available resources in the far-flung areas, and the lack of infrastructure. According to the LFLM report, 25 million kids are not attending the schools. So, our first priority should be to work on these basic areas. After that, I believe that unified curriculum is a good thing. It's a good thing, but before that, we need to work on other major areas.
Well, right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Well done.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
जी जनाब, इंटरव्यू हो गया ख़त्म. तो लेट्स हैव योर असेसमेंट. आपसे शुरू करते हैं महमूद जावेद साहब.
Janab Ali. Sir, first of all, she has a good communication skill. She speaks well. She also retains confidence even after dropping a question. So that's also one of the strengths. Another strength is that she is quite composed also. These are the positive things. Now, something about the negatives.
Things that need to be improved.
Needs to be
don't
improved.
put them
That's
negative
right.
issues.
That's right. Knowledge base is one area where there is a need for improvement. What else? She doesn't get hold of the opportunity to talk at length. Maybe she has good knowledge base, but she's the one who's reluctant of taking that opportunity of exploring, power of expression, and grabbing an opportunity to impress the people sitting on this side of the panel. One. Another weak area is that perhaps she's the one who lacks initiative. And because of that lack of initiative, she doesn't get hold of that opportunity of talking at length. See, extra marks could only be given to those people who will grab that opportunity, talk relevant, and talk at length. Their interviews can span over, say, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and so on and so forth. How can you sort of spend 30 to 40 minutes unless you get an opportunity to talk at length about the subject that you have a hold on? Thank you.
आपके views.
Thank you, sir. I think first of all, let me say that she could maintain a very good eye contact with the entire panel, and she tried to engage the whole
हालांकि
panel.
मैंने महसूस किया वो पीछे देखती थी जब सोचती थी तो
Rather than looking at the individual members, but she was looking on all the sides, and naturally she could engage the panel on certain issues. But I absolutely agree with the honourable member that she, first of all, needs a bit of more knowledge because she could not carry out a proper analysis of the issue-based questions which were asked from her. And secondly, the answers naturally were very sketchy, despite the fact she was time and again offered an opportunity to give more and more details. And I mostly asked questions pertaining to her own home district and home area, but even then somehow she could not avail that opportunity. So by that means, I think she needs a little more confidence, she needs more knowledge, and she needs to read about the issues of Pakistan at regional level and at international level also. So by all these means, I would say that she still has lot many things to improve before
potential
she
है.
enters.
She is a potential candidate. Ashraf साहब.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I agree that she was well composed. She had the confidence, at least apparently. But she lacked depth. When she was making an analysis, she lacked depth. But overall, she could, maintain her composure. She didn't get upset or nervous when she dropped certain questions. So that is a positive quality. She was unable to maintain the proper, correct eye contact. She was actually looking into space, I would say. But overall, I think she's a potential candidate. I think.
Good. Having heard your views, I agree with what has been said. Potential उसमें नज़र आता है. With a little hard work, by increasing her or expanding her knowledge base, I think she will be able to get the service group of her choice. Eye contact, I agree. जब वो सोचती थी, she used to look not at us, but above and behind us. And I found that when she was interacting with me in the beginning, she was a bit nervous. वो nervousness ख़त्म हो गई, obvious है, वो हो जाती, natural है. But she gave some very inconclusive and incomplete answers. Treaty of Hudaybiyah, for example, उसके articles मैंने पूछे, वो नहीं बता सकी बेचारी. Power of expression में थोड़ा उसका improvement की ज़रूरत है. Hand placement, मैंने notice किया, most of the time her hands were like this. This is not desirable. Normally हम बच्चे को कहते हैं इस तरह करके अपने इसको गोद में रखे. और आपने पता नहीं note किया कि नहीं किया, there were slight issues of pronunciation also and grammar. For example, she was constantly using the word the before a proper noun. Bahawalpur पे आपके सवाल थे the Bahawalpur the. There are very rare exceptions when the is used before a proper noun. Generally, this is not done. ये चीज़ें थोड़ी improve कर ले तो she is a potential candidate and should be able to do well in the final viva voce. Thank you.